Hey guys, and welcome back to my next video. For the new subscribers, we have a reading journey here. So every day I'm reading here and you listening to me. So if a story is a short one, I read it for one day. If story is a long, I can split it by three pieces or five. So we're gonna continue the story I started yesterday. A tempered wind. So let's begin. This scheme of mine was that suited my possibilities. By nature, I'm some sentimental and have always felt gentle toward the mollifying elements of existence. I am disposed to be lenient with the arts and sciences, and I find time to investigate accordingly. For the more human works of nature, such as romance and the atmosphere and grass and poetry and the seasons, I never skin a sucker without admiring the prismatic beauty of his scales. I never sell a little auriferous trifle to the man. Trifle. Auri, auriferous trifle. A little auriferous trifle to the man with the hoe without noticing the beautiful harmony there is between gold and green. And that's why I like the scheme. It was so full of outdoor air and landscapes and easy money. We had to have a young lady assistant to help us work this craft, and I asked Buck if he knew of one to fill the bill. One, says I, that is cool and wise, and strictly business from her Pompadour to her Oxfords. No ex-toe dancers or gum chewers or crayon crayon portrait crayon portrait canvassers for this canvassers. Buck claimed he knew a suitable family and he takes me around to see Miss Sarah Malloy. The minute I see her, I'm pleased. She looked to be the goods, as ordered. No sign of the piece, piece about her, no no peroxide, patchouli, non pied de soie, about 22, brown hair, pleasant ways, the kind of a lady of the place. A description of the sandbag, if you please, she begins. Why, madame, says I, this craft of ours is so nice and refined and romantic. It would make the balcony scene in Romeo and Juliet look like second story work. We talked it over, and Miss Malloy agreed to come in a business partner. She said she was glad to get a chance to give up her place as stenographer and secretary to a suburban lot company and go into something respectable. This is the way we worked our scheme. First, I figured it out by a kind of a proverb. The best grafts in the world are built up on a kind of proverb. The the best grafts in the world are built on the copybook maxims and psalms and proverbs, essays, actually fables. They seem to kind of head of human nature. our peaceful little swindle was constructed on the old saying, the whole push loves a lover. The whole push loves a lover. One evening, Buck and Miss Malloy drives up like blazes in a buggy to a farmer's door. She is a pale but affectionate, affectionate, affection, clinging to his arm, always clinging to his arm, clinging to his arm. What is that? And one can see that she is a peach, and of the clean variety, clean variety. They come, they are eloping, for to be married. They are eloping, for to be married on account of cruel parents. Cruel. They ask where they can find a preacher. Farmer says, Begum, there ain't pay preacher night than Reverend Abel's, 4 miles over on Coney Creek. Farmeress wipes her hand on her apron and rubbers through her specs. Then, lo, and look you, yeah. Up the road from the other way jogs Parley-Woo Pickens in a gig, dressed in black, wide necktie, long face, sniffing his nose, emitting a superious kind of noise resembling the long matter doxology. Spurious, okay. Bejinks, says farmer, if there ain't a preacher now. It transpires. Then I'm Rev Abijah Green, traveling over to Little Battle Schoolhouse for to preach next Sunday. The young folks will have it in they must be married, for Pa is pursuing them with the plow mules and the backboard. So the Reverend Green, after hesitation, marries them in Farmer's parlor. And Farmer grins and has in cedar and says, Begum, and farmeress sniffles a bit and pats the bride on the shoulder. And Parley-Woo Pickens, the one reverend, writes out a marriage certificate, and farmer sign as witnesses. And the parties of the first, second, and third part gets in their vehicles and rides away. Oh, that was an idyllic craft. True love and the loving night, and the sun shining on the red barns. It certainly had all other impostures. I know about beat to a butter. I suppose I happened along in time to marry Buck and Miss Malloy at about 20 farmhouses. I hated to think how the romance was going to fade later on when all the marriage certificates turned up in banks where we discounted them, and the farmers had to pay them notes of hand they'd signed, running from 300 to 500. On the 15th day, of May, us three divided about 6,000. Miss Malloy nearly cried with joy. You don't often see a tender-hearted girl, or one that was so bent on doing right. So bent. Boys, says she, dabbing her eyes with a little handkerchief. The steak comes in handier than a powder rag at a fat man's ball. It gives me a chance to reform. I was trying to get out of the real estate business when you fellows came along, but if you hadn't taken me in on this neat little proposition for removing the cuticle of the rutabaga propagators, I'm afraid I would have get into something worse. I was about to accept the place in one of these women's auxiliary bazaars, where they built a personage by selling a spoonful of the chicken salad and a cream puff of 70 fine cents and calling it a businessman lunch. Now I can go into a square, honest business and give all them queer jobs. The shake. I'm going to Sin City and start a palm reading and clairvoyant joint as Madame Saramaloi, the Egyptian sorceress. I shall give everybody $1 worth of good, honest prognostication. Goodbye, boys. Take my advice and go into some decent fake. Get friendly with the police and newspapers, and you'll be all right. Okay, guys. Thank you for listening to me today, and see you tomorrow on the next part of this story. See you. Bye.